Hello, I am Dr. Ashok Sharma, Director Cornea Center, Chandigarh. I shall be speaking on chemical injuries, current concepts and management. Now, chemical injuries, as we know, is a most acute emergency in ophthalmology. Reason being that once the chemical, whether alkali or acid, comes in contact with the ocular surface, its contact time matters. The longer the period for which the chemical remains in contact with the ocular surface, the more the damage it causes. It also depends upon the nature of the chemical. Alkalis are more damaging compared to the acids, but at the time of management, we are mainly concerned about the management of the chemical injury rather than type of chemical being inflicted. So, the best thing in managing chemical injury is to decrease the contact time, and that is done by washing the eye immediately. As soon as a person comes in contact with the acid accidentally or due to any other reason, he should wash his eyes and wash for a longer period. It's 40-45 minutes wash that is recommended. Now, starting with our lecture, the chemical injuries are frequent. It's not that they are very less in frequency, they are quite common. They occur in household activities, they occur in labs, they occur in workplaces, they occur in factories. But most of the chemical injuries, they are either mild or they are insignificant chemical injuries from management point of view. Whereas the severe chemical injuries, which are like damaging to the eye or they are threatening the visual potential, the incidence is around 15% or maybe slightly more, but this is the incidence of chemical injuries which are very severe. Now, coming to the epidemiology of chemical injuries, once we look at the epidemiology, we will know it that most of the times the chemical injuries, they occur in the age group from 20 to 50 years of the age, and that is the age where most of the people are engaged either in laboratory activities or in factories, and they get chemical injuries. And if we look at the type of activity they are involved when they get injuries, it's mostly the laboratory activities and factory activities which have the maximum number of injuries. Now, coming to another important area homicidal and accidental chemical injuries, it's basically the accidental which is more frequent, almost like 85% of the chemical injuries, the chemical eye injuries, they are due to accidental or they are accidental in nature, and only 15% they are homicidal. But if you look at the severity of the injuries, the homicidal injuries are very severe. Most of these injuries, they will be severe grades and they will cause more damage. The reason being that in homicidal injuries, the person who has assaulted has a motive behind it. So, he will always use very strong chemical, either acid or alkali, whatever he uses, but it will be very strong alkali or acid or strong chemical agent being used, and that is the reason the nature of the disease will be very severe in these patients. Now, these are some of the chemicals which are implicated, like acids. Of acids, it's a sulfuric acid, nitric acid, and sometimes even hydrochloric acid. Alkalis, as I told in earlier also, that alkalis are more damaging, and reason being that they dissolve the cell membrane and they penetrate deeper into the eye. And of these alkalis, it's the ammonia which has the highest damaging power, and then of course sodium hydroxide is next, and then subsequently the other alkalis including calcium hydroxide. And organic solvents is another area where agents they can cause chemical injuries. Now we are seeing a container with the green solution in the contact lens container. Now somebody has by mistake used this chemical as a contact lens solution and got chemical injury. So we have to be very careful, and we have some patients where the person or the family member have used some chemical lying in the fridge as eye drops and has put several times, and the patient got bilateral chemical injuries. Both eyes were lost and patient became blind. So once you are putting eye drops in the eyes or you are using some solution as contact lens solution, you should be very careful and you should at least read what you are using for eye drops or for contact lens solution. And by mistake we should not use chemical for both these reasons. One of the important fact, like how to determine the severity of the chemical injury. So we have one term that is known as limbal ischemia. Now limbal ischemia means that normally limbus has vessels which are clearly visible on slit lamp, and normal vasculature, we know that this is the normal vasculature, that there is a network there. Now if your vessels are ending abruptly or there is cessation of the blood flow, sometimes there may be complete absence of the blood vessel, and in severe cases there may be epithelial defect, or this epithelial defect may progress to limbal ulceration. So all these are various like signs of limbal ischemia. So normally what happens, if there is a injury to eye or eye is having some problem, we always complain to the doctor, my eye is red eye. So red eye we always take as it is not a normal eye, it is having some problem. But in chemical injury, if your eye is totally white, like the picture shown on the right side and below one, if your eye is totally white, this is a very dangerous sign. This means that your eye is not normal. In chemical injury, if your eye is red, that means you are okay, your eye is okay. But if your eye is totally white, this means that all the blood vessels have been wiped off and you are having severe limbal ischemia. Now why this severe limbal ischemia is considered as a poor prognostic sign is, the limbus is the area where the limbal stem cells they reside. Now once we have severe limbal ischemia, so the limbal stem cell will be damaged. Once the limbal stem cells are damaged, we know that the ocular surfacing will not occur, ocular surface healing will not occur, and we may get epithelial defects, we may get keratolysis, we may get limbal ulceration, we may get so many kind of problems. So extent of limbal ischemia corresponds to the extent of limbal stem cell damage, and that is the reason that the prognosis of the chemical injury is also equated with the extent of limbal ischemia. And the limbal ischemia or the grading of the chemical injury is usually best done after 48 hours of the chemical injury. This is how we grade the chemical injuries. Although this is an older classification, but we still it's useful, and in some of the clinics it's being used. No limbal ischemia is grade 1, or we sometimes call it insignificant chemical injury. Now if you have limbal ischemia of less than 1/3 of limbus, like the top picture on the right side, we have grade 2 chemical injury. Grade 3 chemical injury, when the limbal ischemia is 1/3 to half. More than half limbal ischemia, we always say it's a grade 4 chemical injury, and very severe chemical injury or poor prognosis chemical injury. And the assessment is best done at 48 hours that I.
Prep Clinic. Dream Beyond.